comparative endings. You may say, what, Mrs. Mann? I don't remember what that is. But I'm telling you, you learned about it in first grade and it's going to make sense. You maybe just didn't remember the name of it. For example, if you look above me, I have a bike, a car, and a train. Now, if I were just comparing the bike and the car, I would say the car is faster than the bike. The bike is fast. When I ride my bike, I'm fast. You are too, I know it. But a car is faster. However, if we're comparing three items, we don't just add an ER to say it's faster. We add EST to say that the train is the fastest. See, I told you you'd know what comparative endings were. We do it all the time. We just need to pay attention to when we're doing it now and really be able to identify if we need an ER and EST. And then we're going to make sure we know some spelling patterns here. So here we go. We have tall. Mr. Man is tall. He's definitely taller than I am, and he's the tallest in our family. Now, if we look over here, I used to not be the smallest in my family, but I now am, as my kids have all gotten taller than me, right? So you could say that Mrs. Man is small, but you know what? Actually, I am smaller than Mackenzie if she were standing here with me. And I'm the smallest if you had Mr. Man, Mackenzie, and Jacob all lined up. I always wanted to be the tallest. I never have been. I'm always the smallest. Maybe you are as well. Or you dream of being the tallest. Well, we want to go ahead and practice adding ER and EST to words today as we compare either two things and only use the ER, or more than two things and we need the EST. Now, one thing I'd like you to pay attention to is how the syllables change in a word when you add ER or EST. It always will add one more syllable to that word. Go ahead. If we were going to chop tall, we just say tall, one syllable. But if it becomes taller, it is taller or tallest. An ER or an EST always adds one more syllable. All right, grab something to write with. Pause the video if you need to, because we're going to get busy doing some writing of comparative words. So you've got something to write with. Here's what you're going to do. First thing is to write each word. Start with the word deep. Write that on your paper, and then write the comparative words using that word. So you've written deep. Now we'll write deeper and deepest. If you'd like to, go ahead and circle and mark those endings so you really pay attention to that. Now, go ahead and continue doing that with the words slow, plain, and neat. The video will run for about 2 minutes while you do that. Here is your next writing challenge. Go ahead and pick only one of these words and then write comparative sentences using that word. For example, if you chose the word sweet, put that at the top of your paper or whiteboard, and then go ahead and write a sentence using the word sweeter and a sentence using the word sweetest. Remember, ER is comparing two things and EST comparing more than two. Go ahead and take some time and work on that challenge. Hey, that was some really great comparative ending practice that you've done. Now let's go over a couple spelling rules when you are writing these kind of words. There are going to be spelling rules that you remember. You've maybe practiced with me before, but we're going to specifically pay attention to 3 of them with our ER and EST endings. All right, here we go. So we have, if we have a word with a silent E, that base word has that silent E, like nice or brave. If you're adding the ER and the EST, I'm sure you're telling me right now what you have to do to that silent E. That's right, you've got to chop that E off. If a base word ends in a vowel, like a silent E, and you're adding an ending that starts with a vowel, can't put them together. Chop off that E and add that ending. So nice becomes nicer and nicest with that E chopped off and the EST and ER added. And brave becomes braver and bravest. Well, what about if it ends in a Y? You probably already just said, Mrs. Mann, you changed the Y to an I and you add that ending. Yes. Okay, so we have lucky. Change that Y to an I, it becomes luckier and luckiest. I want to be the luckiest. And over here, that Y changed to an I lets us write sunnier and sunniest. All right, now what if it's not ending in a vowel or a Y, and that vowel consonant is at the end and it's a short vowel? I'm guessing that you just already said something to somebody around you about how you double trouble that last consonant if it is a vowel consonant, short vowel word. Okay, so we have dim with that I-M vowel consonant at the end. If we're going to add an ending, we're going to double trouble that M to make it dimmer and the dimmest. For example, if I was looking for a flashlight when I'm going camping, I have one and I might try another and say, ooh, that one is dimmer than the other. It's not very bright, right? But I definitely don't want to take the dimmest one. If I've got 5 flashlights there, the dimmest one is not the one that I want to take camping. I want the brightest one. So I would be looking for that. All right, so we have vowel consonant words. Make sure that you double trouble that last consonant when it is a short vowel word. Okay, over here, I have some words that you're going to be working with in a moment. It says just try. That's right. You are going to give it a try, changing each one of those words. Now, they each follow a different spelling pattern. Does it end with a Y, a silent E? Does it have a vowel consonant? You're going to go ahead and take on the challenge of spelling all of those words using the comparative ending. And I'm going to give you clues by putting up the examples of what you do to each one of those endings. Go ahead and give it a try. I know you're going to do great.